Hello and welcome back to Film Posers for Boricuas ranting, raving, and reviewing cinema. Today on our YouTube channel, we are going to be reviewing the long-awaited Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve. Yes. So if you know about Dune, it's coming out this year. It's going to be hybrid, so it's going to be in theaters and it's also going to be on HBO Max, but we'll get into that a little bit later. What more to say other than it is an adaptation of Dune, the novel. So Dune follows Paul Atreides, a brilliant and gifted young man born into a great destiny beyond his understanding, who must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people. As malevolent forces explode into conflict over the planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence, a commodity capable of unlocking humanity's greatest potential, only those who can conquer their fear will survive. So this is a film that deals with a lot of underlying themes. It has it deals a lot with colonialism, which I really appreciated. It also deals with fear. It deals with family and interpersonal relationships as well as intercultural relationships. And just overall performances were great. Production was great. Visuals were great. The score is delicious.
Our apartment has just been the Dune score.
Yeah.
On a cycle. I think our neighbors hate us.
No. Yeah, when the bagpipes hit, you know it's crisp, it's good. But yes, take it away.
So if you follow me on Twitter, which if you're not, you should. I have been heavily anticipated Dune since it was announced. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Denis Villeneuve. Love all of his films. You know, he doesn't have a miss for me. The only one I say is a miss, it's Enemy, and it's because I did not understand it. So, but that's a whole other thing. It's still a good movie. So I was heavily anticipated this film. I've never read the original book. So how loyal it is to the original story, I can't tell you. But I do feel that it's a really good adaptation in terms that you don't have to read the book or be familiar with the story to understand it. It does a very good job in explaining the world without it feeling like overwhelming.
That being said, it does not take you by the hand. It throws you into it like a baby bird taking flight for the first time. That is essentially you watching Dune. You are the baby bird and you're taking flight. You might fall or you might soar. It depends on you. How willing you are to let this story and this film become a part of you for the time being, because it is a long film, so it does feel like an experience. You're going through something. You are on a journey with Paul.
I went through something when at the press screen, when the time it says that it's almost like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I remember people being like, oh, that's long, and I was like, ready. I came ready for this. Give it to me.
Yeah, you really don't feel the runtime. I know that's something that a lot of people worry about. You do not feel it, and sometimes you wish there was more. So that's the thing about this film. It will leave you wanting more. It is essentially a part one, and it does feel like a part one. It reads like a part one, and it is visualized as a part one.
Yeah.
So hopefully part two comes soon enough, because we need it.
We need it. It was so good. Like I just remember the film ending and Josie and I being the only ones that clapped.
Yeah, you clap at the end of Dune if you can clap. Also, of course, we clapped for Oscar Isaac, because Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada.
The king did it again. It slaps. Like Josie said, those bagpipes hit. It's just incredible. It goes so well with the movie, and I do recommend, watching the movie with the score rather than listening to the score first, even though it is available. Yeah. But it helps, seeing visualize and how well it goes with the scenes. It's just so masterfully done.
Yeah, definitely don't listen to the score beforehand. Try to go into this blind if you haven't read anything. For example, I have not read the books. I did not see the original film, and I decided to, because I want to read the book. I want to see the original film, but I decided to wait because just this felt like something you wanted to go with fresh eyes, and I'm grateful I did. So if you want to, that's a perfect opportunity. Just go into it with fresh eyes, and then you can read the book after and see how much you missed. Definitely, some people have been recommending a synopsis or something beforehand. I did listen to a podcast that like explored the themes and the story overall a few months ago, and that definitely made my experience a little bit easier, but it's not necessary. I do think they do a good job explaining the universe, but again, it will not take you by the hand. You are fully immersed in the story as if you were Paul.
Yeah, it's very immersive, which is why I think it's worth seeing on IMAX. I definitely want to rewatch this in IMAX. It's worthy of it. It's worth spending money for IMAX because oh my god, and the worms
were good.
I wanted more worms, not gonna lie. Josie is the opposite. Josie's like, that was perfect usage of
because
worms.
they said
And
there wouldn't be that much
more, and I wanted more.
I went with healthy expectations.
I wanted more. But still, like each scene with the worm is fantastic, top notch.
My overall thoughts, and with the second end, at least my reaction, is that I liked it. It's good. Go watch. Film good. Go watch. I will say, I did feel disconnected at points. It did feel a little bit hollow to me in terms of the emotional impact, and I'm hoping we get more of that in the second film, because this one is about the crumbling of an empire. So hopefully with the second one, we can rebuild that and get a little bit more deeper into everything that Paul went through in this film. Because a few of the losses that we experienced did not hit me as hard as I was hoping to. And it could have been the script, it could have been the delivery, it could have been a little bit of both. But overall, I did like it.
Yeah, I agree. I loved it, but it's not my favorite Villeneuve film. That remains Blade Runner 2049, and it's due to how emotional that film is, how much emotion is behind that film. And while I did cry in Dune because I am a crier, I did cry in the opening credits because I was, seeing Dune, and the prayer circle that we did outside also felt like we were going to church. It was great crowd when we were waiting in line. Shout out to Matt, Billy, David. Great group. But I agree. There are some moments that are meant to be, very hard hitting and emotional, and they just don't feel like that. So, yeah, I think since it's such a big film, such a large scale, some things were sacrificed for the grandness of it all. And I think that it was that emotional impact that you're supposed to have. But overall, I loved it. It delivered. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. And I was so happy. I was glowing the rest of the day. I was just so happy. I kept telling everyone, I saw Dune. I saw Dune.
Yeah, so if this is a film that you are anticipating, you're definitely going to like it. If you're not a big fan of huge, like epic sci-fi epics, not to be redundant, then you might have a little bit of trouble with this. So of course, go in with healthy expectations and just watch the film, form your own opinion. These are just our opinions. Clearly we liked it, and we hope you do too.
That being said, don't go into this film expecting Star Wars or Star Trek or any big action sci-fi film, because it's not. There is action in it, don't get me wrong, but it's not as much as you think. It's very character driven. A lot of it is, it's a journey. There's not a lot of, full on action, but when the action does happen, it's really good. Again, it's Villeneuve. He knows his stuff. I fully trust that man when it comes to directing sci-fi and creating these otherworldly events. I fully trust him. So he did amazing in every single technical aspect of it. It's incredible. So you will not be disappointed. What could be disappointing for you is the story and perhaps the pacing. Maybe you will find it too slow. Maybe you're not as invested in the characters as some might be. I personally was invested in the characters. I really liked all of the characters, well developed, and the cast worked great together. We can't complain about that cast. Los carizas no necesitaban.
Yeah. But overall, clearly we enjoyed the film. And again, we hope you do too. And that's actually all for this review. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell below if you want to, just to find out whenever we post videos like this. As well, remember to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Remember to also follow us on Twitter and Letterboxd. Links will be down below. And yeah, remember, we're all film posers. Bye.
Bye.